Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? Study application. I meant scholarship application framework. I wrote study application framework on Instagram. I meant scholarship application framework. Good afternoon, everybody. It's 3:15 p.m. here in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, and I'm working from home today, as you can see. And when I'm working from home, I find some time to come live. So today, how's everyone doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, we had a long weekend in Canada. So yesterday was holiday for us. It was for Thanksgiving holiday. So today is the first day of our week, and that's why I'm asking you. Hope you had a good weekend. But yeah, I hope you had a good weekend. So today, um, a bit of housekeeping. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, I'm streaming everywhere. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube, please put your questions in the comments. If you're joining us on Instagram, put your questions in the question box. Today, I am going to be giving you the scholarship application framework. This is scholarship application season, and I don't want you to come and tell me that the reason why I did not apply for scholarship to relocate in 2025 is because I could not afford your training or something. I tell you guys, if you cannot afford my mentorship program, go and I have a lot of videos, free videos where I share free information on YouTube, and these videos are detailed. Go there and watch it. But today I am giving you the scholarship application framework. Now, a framework is just like guiding steps. It's like steps to follow for you to succeed in something. And this framework has been divided into one, two, three, four, five, because I wrote it down. It has been divided into five parts. And if you are able to follow through this framework, by the time you are done all the things in this framework and you don't succeed, come back and meet me and tell me that you know what, I've done that thing and I do not succeed. Because if you do everything in this framework, you would succeed. Okay? So now let's start. So the first one, are you writing? I want you people to write, take notes. So the first one, and also share this video, this live session as well live, share it with your friends, let them come and join so that they can learn. The more the merrier. When you relocate abroad and you have friends and family in the abroad with you, it will be more enjoyable and fun. You see my family Thanksgiving pictures that I posted, right? The more the merrier, so share it. Okay, so the first thing is for you to have a study abroad mission. Your study abroad mission statement. Your mission statement talks about like your goals. What are your goals as regards the study abroad? What are you trying to achieve? What is your plan? So your mission statement is going to talk about that. What value are you bringing? What are you offering? You need to know the study abroad mission statement. It is important because it is going to help you when you are preparing your application documents. One study abroad mission statement. Everybody needs that study abroad mission statement because it is going to break down your purpose, your plan. And let me tell you, I know that many of us, our plans for study abroad is to use as a pathway to relocate abroad. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. The study pathway is a pathway to relocate abroad. But when you're writing your study abroad mission in terms of trying to looking at it from the point of view of applying for scholarship and admission, you are focusing on yourself, your value, the purpose of that degree. What do you intend to achieve with it? Why this degree? Why now? Those are the kind of things that you are thinking about when you are talking about your study abroad mission. It is very important, very important. After you leave this live session today, go and brainstorm and think about it and write down your own study abroad mission. Now, the next thing you need to do is to choose 3 to 5 courses of best fit. I'll say that again. You need to choose 3 to 5 courses of best fit. Now, your course of best fit is the best course for you. Again, it is the best course for you, not somebody else, for you, based on your unique circumstances in terms of your educational background and your work experience. That is what your course of best fit is. Like for me, with my background in chemical engineering and my work experience in engineering, my course of best fit, my number one course of best fit is chemical engineering. For you, with a background in medicine. Your number one cause of best fit could be public health. For somebody with a background in communication, your number one cause of best fit could be communication. For another person with a background in, let's say, one of those biological sciences, your number one cause of best fit could be biology. For somebody in HR, your number one cause of best fit could be project management. So this is why I said that it is unique to you based on your own situation. You cannot go and say that because Sandra's cause of best fit is public policy, then you are going to do public policy. No. Or you cannot say that because data science is trending today and people are making 6 figures in data science, and with your bachelor's degree in communications, you want to go and do a master's degree in data science. That is not your course of best fit. So it is very important that you choose a course of best fit. And let me tell you why it's important for you to choose a course of best fit. There are 3 reasons. First of all, you'll be able to compete when it comes to the scholarship. So now think about it. If you want to apply for a master's degree in chemical engineering, and me, I come with my application, I put my application, I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. You come with your own application and you have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. Before they will consider you with electrical engineering, they will consider me first before they will even look at your application. Why? Because I am more suited for that program, and the chances that I will succeed in that program is higher than your own chances of succeeding because you lack the basic foundational background. So if you go and choose a course that is not your course of best fit, then you'll be cheating yourself and you will not be able to compete. You're not on a fair playing field with all the other applicants. So you cannot compete with them. It means that you will not get the opportunity. That's one, in terms of the admission and the scholarship. The second one is the visa application. When it now comes to the time where the visa officer is reviewing your visa, let's say you manage to even scale through, because many times if you are going to pay your school fees yourself, there are some of these schools that are money hungry. They don't care whether you are suited for the course or not. As long as you are coming to pay them, they will give you any course. There are schools like that, especially if you are going to pay your tuition fees yourself. Now, let's say you now manage to apply to one of those money hungry schools that all they care about is to collect your money, and you scale through. When it comes to the visa application, the visa officer is going to look at it, look at your application documents put together, especially when they have seen your educational background and your work experience, your work history, and they see that there is misalignment. When they see that, they will deny you the visa, because it only tells the visa officer that you are not interested in this program. You want to use it as backdoor to enter their country, and then they will deny your visa. Especially in Canada, where you can get something called GCMS notes, where the visa officer explains why they denied your visa. We have seen so many people, so many GCMS notes where the visa officer said that you are choosing this course is a misalignment. They don't see any reason why you are going to do this course. There's a misalignment. So they feel like you going to pay this school fees to go to that school is not a reasonable expense. Then they will deny your visa. So these are some things that you need to begin to consider. This is why it is important that you must choose a course of best fit. So now let's say there's somebody that, this person is interested in data science, because I hear that a lot. Even if you're interested in data science, relocate first using your course of best fit. When you have entered that country, you can now decide that, okay, now that I'm here, I want to switch and do something else. It makes it easier for you to move around and do anything you want to do once you have relocated. But at the point of application, when you are trying to relocate, you need to make sure that everything is aligning. You need to make sure that you are applying for programs that will give you the best chance and the best opportunity to secure that scholarship so that you can relocate. Once you have entered that country, then you are free to say, okay, you know what, let me try to change course. If you can, let me go and do a boot camp so that I can start my data science career or whatever career you choose, right? Very important. Then the next one, I would say, choose 3 to 5 countries of best fit. Now, this is where I see that a lot of people make the mistake. They will say it must be Canada or nothing. Somebody comes to meet me and say, Dr. Zino, I have HND. I want to go and do masters in Canada on funding. With funding, I want to get a funded masters in Canada. First of all, you cannot get into a master's degree program in Canada with HND. Canada does not recognize your HND as a bachelor's degree to admit you into a master's degree program. So if you are saying that it must be Canada, it means that you're not ready, because you will never get into a master's degree, talk more of getting funding in Canada. However, with your HND, you can get into a fully funded master's program in the US. Using that same HND that Canada would say no to, the US would accept it. So people have even gotten into PhD programs, straight PhD with HNDs, because the US recognizes your HND as an equivalent to a bachelor's degree, while Canada doesn't. So this is the reason why you must, when it comes to countries, choose 3 to 5 countries. Don't say it must be this country or not. Choose 3 to 5 countries. There's something we call the pivot strategy. The pivot strategy is a strategy where you take a detour to a different country first before you make it to your final country of destination. An example is my friend Margaret. She went to come to Canada. At the time she was applying to Canada, Canada was not working out. Did she stay there and say it must be Canada? No. She got full funding to Sweden. Full fund that even covered the air ticket. Margaret did not spend 1 cent. They paid for visa application, they paid for admission application, they paid for a flight ticket, paid for her tuition, gave her monthly stipend. You know, she did not spend 1 cent like this to go to school. So our program, a master's degree program in Sweden, was for 2 years. When she started a master's degree program, she continued to chase Canada because she really wanted Canada. By the end of her first year, she had secured a fully funded PhD in Canada. Guess what? Remember, I said that program was 2 years. By the end of her first year, she secured that. Canada waited for her. Canada waited for her to finish her program. Once she dropped her pen, she finished her program in July in Sweden. By September, early September, she had come to Canada to resume. So why was it easier for her when she was not able to get into Canada from Nigeria? She wasn't getting the funding. She didn't have money. She wasn't getting the funding. What made it easier for her from Sweden is because she had gone to Sweden and she had built international value from that master's degree that she was doing. So that is what the pivot strategy is. It's taking a detour for you to build international value. And when you build international value, the places that rejected you before will want you. The same thing happened to my friend, Dr. Atinuke. She had the same problem. Canada wasn't working out. She went to Finland, fully funded Erasmus Mundus scholarship. From there, she came to Canada. She's in Canada now. And she has even completed her PhD in Canada. So that's what you need to start thinking about. You need to have at least 3 to 5 countries of best fit, especially if you want scholarship. Don't say it must be this country or not, because even if you are not going to that country today, who told you that you cannot go to that country tomorrow? So your target, you should be exploring the countries that have the opportunities for you based on your unique situation. The country of best fit for you, Ronksmo, will be different from the country of best fit for me. So you have to choose your country of best fit based on your own unique situation. So we've talked about 3 things. Now we said 1, you should have 1 study abroad mission. The second one, you said we should choose 3 to 5 courses of best fit. The third one, say you should choose 3 to 5 countries of best fit. And the countries of best fit that you are choosing, you make sure that you find schools that offer the courses that you have chosen. Remember, your course of best fit, it should be offered in the universities that you have chosen in the countries, right? So then the next one, this is very important. Listen attentively. Put together a list of 100 professors to email. You heard that, 100. I did not make a mistake. At least 100, and get as close to that number as possible. By the time you have emailed 100 supervisors, I promise you will get a response. Before you reach 100, you will get a response. So you need to come up with a list of 100 supervisors. Do you know how to find professors? Do you know how to find professors? You need professors for research-based program. Many of the research-based programs, especially in Canada, they will tell you to first of all find a professor Who will supervise your research? Do you even know? Now, I said you should email 100. Where do you find them? Where do you find their email addresses? Do you know? That's very important. You need to be able to find them. If you check on the website of the university, let's say you're looking for a professor in public health at the University of Waterloo. If you Google faculty members, public health, University of Waterloo, it will take you to the list of all their faculty members. Faculty members are the members or staff of the faculty. So you see like professors and lecturers there. Now you are emailing professors in that department. So that's how you find them. When you find them and you see their name, you will see their phone number, their email address, and their office address. It will be there by their name. That's where you get the email address from the website of the school, and then you can send them an email. What to send them an email is another topic for another day. These are some of the things that you can learn in our mentorship program, but I'm just giving you a framework today. So get as close to that number as possible. 100 is the target. Then the next one, apply to 6 research-based programs that offer funding. Your target, you should target at least 6 research-based programs that offer funding. If you're applying for a research-based master's or a PhD, most of them will give you funding. In fact, I'm going to say this again, and I say it all the time. Do not, if somebody comes and offers you a PhD that does not have funding, don't take it, because they're trying to take advantage of you. PhDs is a 4-year-long commitment. A PhD is more than a full-time job. You know, full-time job, you go to work, you close by, maybe you resume by 9, you close by 5, and you go home. You have closed from work. PhD is round the clock work. It is worse than a full-time job. It drains your mental energy. It takes a lot of commitment to do a PhD. First of all, PhDs are even underpaid. This funding that you get really is just enough to get by. Even for some people, it's not even enough. But don't you ever accept a PhD admission that does not come with funding, because you deserve the funding. Anybody that gives you that is taking advantage of you. How can you dedicate 4 years of your life to be working and you don't get paid? In fact, by the time you are finished relocating, because at the beginning, if you take it, you'll be excited. The joy of relocation will not make you to see front. You are not seeing clearly. When you have relocated, all of that skills will fall off your eyes, and then the regret will come. And before you know it, you cannot proceed with the program. Some people will drop out of the program. Why? Because they have accepted PhDs that don't have funding. So back to, I digress. Let's come back. Apply to 6 research-based programs that offer funding. That's by the way. Then the next thing, apply to 4 course-based programs that offer either internal funding or external scholarships. So like if you go to the US as an example, if you check in the US, you will see that they have course-based programs that offer internal funding from the university, which could come in the form of graduate assistantship or teaching assistantship, but you are doing a course-based program. So you can apply to 4 of those programs that offer either internal funding. Internal funding means funding that comes from the university that gives you the funding, and you have to hold that funding, hold that scholarship within that university. Or external scholarship is a scholarship that is given to you by an organization external from the university. So let's say like one of those, like Commonwealth Scholarship is an external scholarship as an example. So you apply to 4 programs that offer those kind of scholarships. So now, by the time you are done, you'd have applied to 10 programs. If you do your application very well, like your application is tight and it is properly done, I don't see how you not get admission and you not get funding. I don't see it. So this is a framework that I share with my students, my mentorship students. In the mentorship class, I'll go into details and explain each and every one for them. But this is a framework that I share with them. And this is what you need to do if you are really serious and you want to succeed. Now, I've said it. I know the way I've said it, some of you will be thinking, but see the way she's sounding as if it's easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. That is why not everybody secures scholarship. It's only the people that are willing to do this work that will succeed, because it's a lot of work. This thing I've said here is a lot of work. So it's only the people that are committed and dedicated to show up every day. Not you do 1 week, for the next 1 month, you will leave it. You will not come back. No. You must show up every day until you succeed. It's those people that will get it. That is why not everybody will get scholarship. Because not everybody can push through to actually succeed. But it's only those people that will push through to succeed. They are the ones that will get it. And those people have to do the hard work. Scholarship money will never fall on your laps. You have to do the hard work. And if you do the hard work, you will succeed. Now I have given you the framework. Now listen, this is very important that you start your application now. I've been singing it for the last 2 months that this is scholarship application season. By December 1st, middle December, most of these opportunities will start closing. And by then, you would have lost out of the opportunity. In scholarship application, there is a time factor. Time factor in the sense that you need to be doing your application at the right time, when the opportunities are open for application, because the opportunities are not open all year round. So you need to make sure that you're submitting your application when the opportunities are open for application. Some of you now will come next year when people are getting their offer letters and their scholarship letters. That is when you want to go and apply. It's too late. You'll be working towards 2026. So if you know you want to secure funding to relocate in 2025, now is the time. By the time this year runs out, most of the opportunities would have closed, because there's a time for them to open, a time for them to close, so that they can review the application, give people their offer letters, and allow them to go and apply for their visas. So there is a time component to this thing. If you want to relocate 2025, now is the time. Go and take action. I have given you the framework. Now, during the framework, you have the framework. You can either run with it and, go and do everything that is in this framework if you know how to do it. But I know I see some people telling me, what is my course of best fit? I've studied law. What is my course of best fit? I studied microbiology. What is my course of best fit? How do I know how to choose a country of best fit? How do I even write a study abroad mission statement? How do I find professors? When I even find professors, what do I say to the professors? If you have all these questions, then what I see here is a knowledge gap. You need to fill that knowledge gap for you to succeed. And the beauty about a knowledge gap, when they say something is a knowledge gap, when something is a knowledge gap, somebody has already done it. So you need to fill that your knowledge gap. And that is why you need to learn from people that have succeeded ahead of you, that have track record when it comes to helping other people like you to succeed. The other day, I was speaking to one of my past students. When Cynthia came to meet me, Cynthia did not know how to do anything when it comes to studying abroad. She had zero idea. She's one of my most challenging students that I've ever had. And the reason is that when my students come to me, I expect them to have some level of understanding about study abroad, or how to navigate systems, how to navigate websites. But Cynthia had zero idea. At the time when I was working with Cynthia, it was very challenging. But Cynthia also helped me to improve my program by making sure that I bring it down to the lowest level so that anybody can understand. And for that, I'm grateful. Cynthia, right now, as I speak with you, is doing her convocation ceremony next month. She studied in the UK and she's graduated, and she's doing her convocation next month. So why did I share this story with you? To tell you that no matter where you are in your journey, whether you are a novice that don't know anything, you don't know jack when it comes to study abroad, then there's an opportunity for you to learn. You can learn. Everybody starts their journey from somewhere. You can learn. And because of people like you who don't know where to start from, or even if you've started, you feel stuck, or maybe you've been doing it, you think that you know what you're doing, but you are not, it's not working for you. There was this lecturer I worked with in Nigeria, very brilliant. She's a pharmacist. And when she met me, she had already even secured some local funding on her own. When I say local, I mean within Africa, within Nigeria, where she's from. She has secured some sort of funding that she had done by herself for her research. And she felt like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do this application. After she did it by herself for 1 year, she didn't succeed. And then she came to meet me. That means that there's something she's doing wrong. Maybe our expertise is for this local application. When I say local, I mean local in the terms of your location. Like in Waterloo, where I am now. If I'm referring to around me, I would say local to me. That's what I mean in terms of location, not that it's local. I don't know. You know what I mean, Sha? So she now said that was when she came to meet me to work with me. Within 1 year, she and her family, she, her husband, and her child, their family of 3, they are in British Columbia and Canada. So I'm also telling you that sometimes you may feel like, you know what, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing, but it's not working. A little tweak can change things. So this is the reason why I created this study abroad mentorship program. We are going to have one starting November 4th or so, first Monday in November. Let me see. And that is the last one for the year because I'm closing this year. Let's see. Okay, first Monday in November is November 4th, and that is the last mentorship program for the year. So if you know, now I've shared this framework with you. Like I said, if you're able to do it yourself, good and fine. Please, by all means, just go do your thing and succeed. Share your testimonial with me. I'll be very happy. I'll rejoice with you. But if you know that you need some support, some help, some mentorship, you have questions, there are gray areas, you're not sure, you don't even know where to start from. Because many of you, the reason why you have not started is not because you are lazy, it's because you don't know where to start from. If you don't know how to do something, you don't start doing the thing. Imagine that you want to cook a pot of soup, but you have no idea how to cook the pot of soup. You will not just carry pot and go and start cooking. You first of all go and look for YouTube video, watch YouTube video to say, okay, how can I learn how to cook? Maybe you call your mother, oh, mommy, how do I cook this soup? Or you call your sister or your brother or anybody that you know can cook. How do I cook this? And they will tell you. But if you don't know, you will not just go and start. And because you don't know, you cannot start anything. That's what happens to you here. It's not because you are lazy. It's the lack of knowledge. You don't know what to do. So because you don't know what to do, you don't do. And that is where procrastination starts from, the lack of knowledge. And this is why you must feel that your knowledge, give yourself that opportunity to succeed. Give yourself the opportunity to succeed by getting the right knowledge. Anyways, like I said, the mentorship program starts at the end of the month. First week in November, and we're currently registering. Like, this is our last program, and we're receiving, because I say it's our last one for the year, we're receiving a lot of registrations. So if you know you want to register, send me a DM and we'll get you started. This is a paid program. So if you know you don't like to pay for things, please, I have free YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel at Zino Ojogbo, ZINOOJOGBO. I have a lot of trainings there. That's free. Go. But if you want mentorship, where I'm teaching you, supporting you, giving you the tools, the resources, reviewing your documents, giving you the step by step. It's step by step. By the time we are done with that 30 days, you are ready to hit submit button on your application. If you want that, it is paid. We're working closely together and we are executing your application together. Let us execute with you. Me and my team of expert coaches. Let us work with you to achieve relocation success in 12 months. If you want mentorship, send me a message. Now, let us look at the questions that you have. If you have more questions, put your questions in the comments on YouTube, Facebook. If you are joining us on Instagram, put your questions in the question box, okay? So, good evening, Dr. Zeno. Please, can one with BSc Economics with a CGPA of 3.10 study project management or business analysis? Yes, you can. It now depends on where you are going to study that program. But is it possible? Yes, you can. Somebody said, I'm like Cynthia. How can you help me out? On Matter Faith, I don't see Cynthia's question. So I don't know if you want to ask me again. If you want to put the question there, okay? So let's see. To apply for this scholarship, I test like GMAT, GRE compulsory. No, they are not. I did not write GMAT or GRE. My mentee in the US, Messi, did not write GMAT or GRE. Although there are some specific courses, like if you're going to do a master's in accounting, that request for GMAT, GRE, but many of these programs don't request for GMAT or GRE. I've never written that GMAT or GRE. If you're applying to 10 schools and sending 100 professors a message, does it mean we can send multiple faculty members in the same school an email? Of course. So if there are 110 faculty members in the same department, let's say you are emailing professors in Department of Public Health at, let me just say, Western University, Ontario, you can send a message to the 10 of them. Some of them will not read your message. Some will read and will not respond. They are not going there to be talking about you, to say, oh, this student emailed me. Did they email you too? No. If you want to message all the 10, message all of them. It doesn't matter. Message, you go to another department. If you have a bachelor's degree in, let's say, medicine, for example, you can do a master's degree. I'm just giving This is not an all exhaustive list. I'm just giving an example here because there are so many courses you can do. But you can do a master's degree in public health as an example. So you can email all the professors. University of Waterloo, as an example, has a master public health master's degree. You can email all the professors in public health as long as you are aligning your research interests with their research interests. Very important. So you can email all the professors in public health. Within the same University of Waterloo, somebody that graduated with a medical degree can also do a master's degree in kinesiology. You can, within that same University of Waterloo, you can email all the professors in kinesiology. Let's now say you want to go and do bioengineering or something. Within that same university, change the faculty, email all the professors there. It doesn't matter. Email as many professors as you can. Like this is like survival of the fittest. Think about only yourself. Don't think about what will this other person think. It doesn't matter. Think about yourself. Email all of them. Nobody is going to. There's no penalty for email everybody. Put your on Instagram. Put your questions in the question mark. Okay. Please, I offer a business program in the university. After completion, can I get a master's in business administration with a scholarship? And what CGPA is needed to get an easy scholarship? I've never heard of anything like easy scholarship, because if it was easy, everybody would get it. If it was easy, even before you that is coming, everybody would have gotten it. So, like I said, you need to be able to navigate this scholarship process. You need to be able to do research. I see that there's a research gap there. I cannot tell you what CGPA, because the CGPA will differ across countries, across schools. So again, you need to learn to do research. Go and check the websites of the universities that are offering your course and go and see what are the entry requirements for this program. That is a response to your answer. I can't give you a figure, but I've directed you on how to check. So go and check it. What if my BA is in philosophy and I work with a bank? What course of best fit will you advise? So again, course of best fit must not necessarily be like somebody that did philosophy. There's something that they call core modules in your transcript. As an example, for me as a chemical engineer, I can go and do a master's in polymer engineering or polymer science. Why? Because polymer engineering or polymer science was a core module for me as a chemical engineer. I can go and decide that, you know what, I want to do a master's degree that is related to like thermodynamics. I can do that because it was a core module for me. I can decide that I want to do a master's degree in, let's say, like energy systems or something, because why? It was a core module for me. So again, it goes beyond your course. Sometimes you have to dig deeper and look into your transcripts. Choosing a course of best fit is a whole module in our master class, because you know what, I can just explain here. We use examples, looking inside your transcript to say, okay, based on this, these are course options for you. Why? Because we have looked at your transcript and we have seen what are the core modules that you did in addition to doing your master's, your bachelor's degree in philosophy. You can go and do a master's in philosophy. But again, within your transcript, there are some core modules that you have done that can inform your course of best fit. I don't know what you did as for your what courses you did for philosophy, because that's not my area, right? But I can tell you generally, go and look inside your transcript. What are your core modules? You can choose from there. Also, based on your work experience, what have you done? How can you tie your work experience with your bachelor's degree? How can you pick the skills that align? So there's a lot that come into it. So it's not something that I can just explain here like that. Because again, you also have to be looking at your transcripts in addition to what is your general, something we call general work experience. What is general work experience? You think about it in terms of your work experience, considering everywhere you have worked. You put everything, just think about everything that you have done, put it down, plus your volunteer experience, including the one that were like official volunteer experiences and non-official volunteer experiences. I'll give you an example. An official volunteer experience is that, like now in Canada, I work for an organization and we have volunteers. You know, we can put a call out for volunteers. You apply, and then we accept you as a volunteer. Man, I'm thirsty. I need water. Then, non-official volunteer experience could be like in a church, for example, if you are a church usher or you're taking care of children, children's church, that's like an official volunteer experience because it's something official. The church knows you. It's like an official role, even if it's unpaid. You get what I'm saying? Like an official role, even if it's unpaid. But there are some non-official volunteer experience. And I tell my people that you can make volunteer experience for yourself. So this is why we talk about in the mentorship program, we call it the changeables and the unchangeables. Unchangeables are things that you cannot change, like your CGPA and your transcript. You cannot change it, but your changeables are things that you can change. There's some things that are very easy to change, like volunteer experience. If you feel like I need experience in this area to help me to boost my application, you can easily get it because you can create that volunteer experience for yourself. Volunteer experience is unpaid experience. You can create it for yourself. When I was applying to graduate school, I had this side business where I was helping to install baby safety products in people's homes, like safety gates, all these sockets you use um to block like socket covers. So all those safety things that you put in your house to make sure your home is safe for your baby, that for people. But I also noticed that there were some people that could not even afford, even if both my products are saying they were cheap, some 1,500, they were really cheap. But there are some people that couldn't afford those things. And the people that even couldn't afford those things, their children were more at risk than the people that could afford it. An example is that, because I also started this thing like when I was a youth corper, all those youth corper, I'd go and do CDS and all those things. I was in Echo in VI, my CDS place was in VI because I served in Lagos. I forget that place, but it's in VI. I don't know. Etiosa 1. I don't know. It's been a while. I can't even remember. Okay, yeah. So in those areas, you see all those Hausa men, the ones that hawk, maybe the gatesmen, security, you see their wives there. My volunteer experience, because when I was doing that job, I finished NYC, but I went back to those areas to go and teach those women the importance of child safety. So what was I doing? I was creating awareness about child safety. So even if they couldn't buy my product, but I was giving them alternative. An example is that you see that sometimes people in their homes, their children are putting the batteries of remotes in their mouth. Oh, good thing I found the remote. They open the remote control like these babies, they open it and put it in their mouth. Now, how can we make sure this is safe for your baby? How about you put tapes and you tape it, those masking tape it such a way that the baby cannot open it. So I was teaching them basic things like that about child safety in the home and the things that they can do to make sure you keep your baby's home. Don't put hot water in a basin. Before you put the water out, take it to the bathroom, make sure you dilute it, because there have been instances of babies going to just sit down inside hot water and burn their bum. So these are the things that I was teaching them, and this was my volunteer experience for my application, my graduate school application. Now, this is a changeable. It is changeables are the things that you can change about your application. Many of us, we focus on your changeables. Why are you focusing on things that you cannot change when there are things that you can change, that you can actually improve on? Volunteer experience, you can get it in 1 month, even in 1 week. Sharp, you can get it. So if you now notice that, oh, I have this gap, use volunteer experience, get it sharp. Again, these are some of the things that you can do and to improve your application. So you need to start thinking, like, what do I do differently? You must differentiate yourself. What are people that are succeeding doing that I am not doing? How are they differentiating themselves? Why are they successful and I am not? Again, like I said, not everybody will get scholarship. Some people will get, some people will not get. The people that we get, we get. The people that will not get, will not get. And it has nothing to do with your CGPA. It has nothing to do with that. It has more to do with the effort and the commitment that you put into this journey. It has nothing to do with your CGPA. It's not because of your CGPA. CGPA, many people just use that as an excuse. See what I posted today about a professor that is looking for a PhD student, and he says that if you don't have paper, fine. He's not looking for somebody that have published papers. Because many people will say, I cannot apply because I don't have publications. Nobody will want me. But like I said, you just need to be checking the right places. That is somebody that is saying, okay, come. I'm not even looking for somebody with publication. I want somebody to train. I want to train you. At the end of the day, the reason why you are not finding the opportunity for you, because I tell you there's opportunity for everyone. You're not finding opportunity for you because you're not checking the right places. Let's go back to questions. I have HND computer science, second class upper CGPA. Will I be able to school or join the masterclass? Of course, you can school. In the US, you will get funding, full funding even. And computer science is a very hot course. So, yes, you will. Can somebody with a third class apply for scholarship program for master's degree? If you have a third class, you should be looking at the US. And yes, there are people that have gone to study in the US with third class and they secured funding. I can hear Isabella calling her grandpa grandma. It's so funny. You'd correct her and say Isabella is grandpa. She will still say grandma. Oh my god. Okay. Let's take more questions. Yeah, I need to go upstairs to take water. I don't want to stand up and leave this live session. I'll just round it up and I'll go drink water, but I'm really thirsty. My throat is dry. In order for me to have an alternative to choose from, can I apply for 2 or more courses for my master's in the same university? So now some universities will allow that, some universities don't allow that. So is it possible for you to apply to 2 different programs in the same university? It depends on the university's policy. So some universities will allow it, some will not allow it. So you need to check with the university to see if they allow it. Okay, so let's see. Please, I have a bachelor's degree in midwifery. How do I DM you for mentorship? If you check on this Instagram, you will see send message. Click there. Click the send message and send message. Someone say, I'm happy to join your live today. I always bring the best to my live sessions. See, there are so many people that have relocated, secured funding, and they have gone abroad. And the only thing that they were doing is that they were joining my live session every time I come live. I used to come live a lot before, but now because things are busy and many times I have to work from the office, it's difficult for me to come live, and I spend a lot of time in the lab these days too. But yes, so many people have been able to successfully secure funding, relocate with their families just from my live session. Because like I tell you, I tell you, and I say that my goal is to eliminate the confusion and bring down all the barriers associated with relocation. We want to bring down all the barriers associated with relocation so that you can succeed. This it's not only me that will be in this abroad, right? It'll be very lonely if it's only me. The more the merrier. Okay, so let's see more questions here. Can we include references in your CV? So when you say references, in terms of the names of the references, you can if you want, but it's not necessary, because when you're applying to these admissions or scholarships, if they need references from you, which many of them would need, you just need to provide the name and email address of the referee, and the school or the scholarship organization will send an email to the referee to provide the reference letters. So that's how it's mostly done. So you don't need to include it in your CV. And again, your referees will change from time to time, depends on who is available to give you a reference letter. Is it possible for you to help me with CV proofreading? That's a very good question. For the people that join my mentorship program, we're going to teach you how to prepare all your application documents. Supervisor email, your CV, academic CV, not just any CV, academic CV, your statement of purpose, your reference letter. And after doing that, we will review it, proofread it. In fact, it's more than proofreading. Proofreading is more like you're checking for grammatical error. We are going to review to make sure that what you have put there makes sense and is presenting you as the best candidate. We'll review it for you. It's part of what you get when you join the mentorship program. Okay. So yes, we do that, but it's only for people in my program, because before I can review your document, I have to teach you first. In the past, I used to just review people's documents for a fee, but I realized that I was rewriting the whole thing, because you cannot review something that is not already properly written. So before I can review your document, I need to teach you how to write it first to make the work easier for me and for you. Okay. How much does the mentorship cost? So now everything regarding, if you go click the link in my bio, watch the free webinar. It's important that you watch the webinar because I want you to know what you are getting into. Mentorship is not magic. It's me and you working together. There's a part I have to play, there's a role you have to play. So it's important that you watch that webinar because it explains how everything works. All the details are there. The link is in my bio. If you cannot find the link, send me a DM and I'll send you the link to your DM so you can just click it and watch the webinar. What are the main requirements from the applicant from someone who has BS in computer? Queen J, I don't understand your question. Please type it again and I'll answer it, okay? Do you mentor people wanting to go to Europe? Because I only hear Canada, US, UK mostly. Okay. I mentor anybody that wants to go anywhere. If you come and meet me and say, Dr. Zeno, please, I'm in Nigeria, I want to go and study in Ghana. Can you mentor me? Of course. Because the strategies to secure funding, they are the same all over the world. You want to go to Asia, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, all the European countries, Luxembourg, Sweden, Finland, name it, US, UK, Canada, France, name the country, anywhere you want to go to. I can teach you how to get funding there. Okay, anywhere you want to go to. The strategies to secure funding are the same. The country may be different, the program may be different, the strategies are the same. It doesn't matter where you are going to, the strategies are the same. Now I'm wishing some towards here so I can just send him to bring me water. Yeah, so okay. My son in Dublin is finding it difficult to get project management job after his master's in project management. How can he pivot to Canada? Can he do another master's or go via PR? Again, the requirements for PR these days are quite ridiculous, if I'm to say that, because many people, many people, the points. So I'm going to digress again. Now, for you to get a PR in Canada, there are two major streams. I said major. There are two major streams. The first one is the federal express entry. So federal level means that you are able to get your permanent residency and live in any province. An example is that when I got my PR via federal express entry, and I can live in anywhere I like in Canada, any province. Then they have provincial nomination. It's a province that is nominating you to say, oh, you, Dr. Zeno, we want you to come and stay in our province. And if a province gives you nomination, you have to stay in that province for 3 years. An example, my brother got provincial nomination for Ontario, and that's how he got his PR. So he has to live in Ontario for 3 years to fulfill the requirement. So there's a condition for that provincial nomination. They will give you the provincial nomination on the grounds that you will live in the province for 3 years. Now, for federal express entry, the federal level, the requirements have gotten so much that it's a draw. They do it on a point-based system. It's a draw system. So everybody will express an intent. They call it expression of intent. So you say, okay, I want this. So they have you create a profile and you join the express entry pool, and they give you, based on what you have entered inside for your profile, they will give you a point. They calculate your points for you. So at the time when I applied for my PR, then during that period, the points were in the 400, the draw scores, they'll draw, and everybody that gets above that score will be invited to apply for PR. So every month they will have a certain draw, every month or bi-weekly. They'll do a draw, and everybody that gets points above that draw, so let's assume that they do a draw and it's 550. Everybody that their points is over 550 will receive an invitation to apply for permanent residence. Now, these points are so high that many people cannot meet up these days. So many people are not able to get it, except you now get provincial nomination, which these days is based on occupation. They're occupation based. So a province is looking for people in a specific area, right? And they're like, yeah, if you fall into this job category, then they'll give you. So again, it's become really, really, really difficult. So many people will come to Canada first for them to study, because studying in Canada plus having an additional degree gives you additional points, in addition to being able to get postgraduate work permits where you can work working in Canada will give you additional points as well. So that's how people build their points. When I was in Nigeria, I was already, like I said it before, I was in the express entry pool, but my points were so low, I did not receive an invitation to apply. So I came to Canada to study. Once I finished my master's degree, I went and I updated my profile. And that same month, I received my invitation to apply for PR. So that's why you see many people coming as students so that they can use that as an opportunity to apply for permanent residency. I know I always digress, but all of that thing I just said is to tell you that your son's best bet is for him to come as a student. And yes, he can do another master's. Okay. How can someone with a merit scholarship of 30% in the US secure a full scholarship? The only way to secure a full scholarship is by applying for a school scholarship. That's the general answer. You get a full scholarship by applying for a full scholarship. So when you were applying to that school, that's your application where you got 30% merit scholarship. Did they tell you that they have scholarship available to give you and that it's possible for you to get full scholarship? Because if you already applied to a place that does not offer you or does not have full scholarship to give you, they will not manufacture full scholarship for you. So this is why you must be doing targeted applications. If you know that you want a full scholarship, you must be applying to only programs and universities that offers full scholarship. I see some people, they apply to study in Canada, they apply to colleges. Colleges in Canada don't have scholarships, but they apply to college and they're expecting these colleges to give them scholarship. A school cannot give you what they don't have. So this is why I tell you that you must plan your application from the beginning if you don't want to waste your time. Because at the end of the day, when you are finished getting admission in these schools or in these programs that don't have scholarship, you say, let me get the admission first. You have the admission, you are now looking for scholarship. They cannot give you. They cannot give you. If I have this remote control, I come and meet me and say, Dr. Zeno, give me this remote control. I can give it to you because I have it. So I can just say, take it. I have it. But if I don't have it, and you say, Dr. Zeno, give me this remote control, I tell you, I don't have it. So I cannot give you. I can't give you because I don't have it. So this is what you need. You need to be planning. Don't just be applying anyhow or anywhere. Before you apply to that place, if you know that you want funding, you need to make sure that that school is capable of giving you funding. How do you know? You check to see, do they have funding? If they have, it will be stated on their website. They will either tell you that they give 100% scholarship or they give scholarship. There's some universities you go to on their website, they tell you that every student admitted into this program gets X amount of funding, maybe they say $35,000. Now, how do you know if that money will cover you? Go and check how much is the tuition. It will be on the website. So let's say they're giving $35,000 and their tuition per year is $15,000. Then it means that you have the balance as your living expense. That will classify as a full scholarship. So these are the things that you need to be able to check so that you don't waste your time getting the admission. You have wasted 1 year and you realize that, oh, I can't claim it because I don't have money to fund it. It's very painful. Don't do that to yourself. Okay? Okay, let's take more questions. Can I apply directly to PhD with my BS? Yes, there are some countries where you can apply directly. The US is an example. So yes, you can. If you want to apply directly to do a PhD with your bachelor's degree, apply to the US. That's where you get your best chances of being successful. A candidate with 10 years experience in banking, has BSc accounting, MBA with specialization in AI, has cybersecurity certificate. What course of best fits is this? I don't know what the person is doing in banking. Only all of these certificates alone is not enough for you to say that the person should go and do something in something related. I am not from Ghana, but currently I'm on a visit in Canada. What is your best advice to get residence in Canada with adaptation? Unfortunately, whatever you have to do, you that's in Canada, you need to go back to your home country to apply. Even if you get an ITA to apply for PR, or even if you get a job in Canada, you have to go back home and apply from outside Canada. So, yeah. That's it. Okay. So we are going to round up the session here. My God, I need water. You cannot go feed for here. Okay, so as a recap, today we talked about the study scholarship application framework, and I went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts of this framework, and I explained all 6 parts that would help you, that these are the things that you should do if you want to secure funding and relocate abroad. So if you just joined us, watch this video from the beginning and I explained that. I also talked about, like, again, it's good to know this framework, but within this framework, there are different things that you need to do. Being able to navigate the whole process, being able to find your program of best fit so that you can align yourself and secure funding, being able to find your country of best fit based on your unique circumstances, emailing professors, finding them, what do you say to them in your email, how do you make sure that you are successful and that the supervisor wants you, how to apply for research-based program, how to find and apply for course-based programs that have funding. We talked about all of these things. And we can see that for many of you here, I can see from the questions that you asked me there's a lot, many of you here have knowledge gap. And the only solution to knowledge gap is to get knowledge. And that is why I created the mentorship program for the people that have identified that, Dr. Zina, I have a knowledge gap, I need help, I want to succeed, I want to secure funding, I want to relocate abroad, but I need help. If this is you, send me a message for you to sign up for the study abroad 30-day study abroad mentorship program. You're going to be trained, be given the tools, the resources, the support that you need for you to be able to secure funding so that you can relocate abroad within the next 12 months. I also said it that this is scholarship application season. Just like in life, there's a time for everything. This is scholarship application season. Before the end of December, most of the opportunities would have closed. So if you know you want to relocate in 2025, now is the time for you to actually apply and take action. Everybody started from somewhere, just like you. I was like you many years ago, and I started from somewhere. And look at where I am today. And again, it could be anybody here. You just need to apply the right knowledge, commit, be disciplined, do the work, and you find out that you see yourself succeed and you'll be able to relocate. Okay. Penny Tech, send me a message. Okay. Penny Tech on YouTube, send me a message. You can send me a message on Instagram at Zino Ojobo or send me an email. Okay. All right, you guys. This is the last masterclass for the year. Starts on October 1st. The last study abroad mentorship program. It starts on October 4th, rather. October 4th, first month. My God, November 4th, first Monday in November. And the class is already filling up because that's the last one for the year. I'm not going to do any programs in December because I want to rest. I'm going to shut down, close up, like shut down completely this year. I want to rest. So there is no program again in December. So this is the last one for the year. It means that this is the last one for the people that want to apply for admission, for scholarship, this scholarship application season. Because come January, most of the opportunities would have closed. Okay, so come and take advantage of getting knowledge. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's it. Send me a DM if you know that you want to sign up, and I would see you. Isabella's calling that grandma. I don't know why I find it so funny. All right. So you guys take care, and I'll see you all in my DMs. Bye. Pat says you people are just using us to build pages. Pat, go and use people to build your page, your own page now. If you have value to offer, when you speak, people will follow you and they will listen to you. Pat, you have the same Facebook account that I have, right? You have the same mouth that I have. You have the same data that I have. Perhaps maybe we don't have the same brain. Go and use us. Use us to build your page. People are attracted to value. If you are providing value, it is only normal that people will follow you. Pat, I'm talking to you. Go and be talking, provide value on your own page that you have. You have Facebook page, you have internet, provide value, let us follow you. Okay? All right, my friends, take care. Bye.